Hello students. Yesterday we reached almost to the end of the chapter. Today chapter number 8, going places, will be over, especially the explanation part is referred here. You got to be very much engrossed, you got to be very mumuch very much vigilant towards 3 or 4 major questions of this particular chapter. First of all, what were the future ambitions or the dreams of Sophie? You must remember she wished to become an actress, she longed to become a manager, a fashion designer like Mary Quant. She wanted to own a boutique also, something sophisticated always. That was the first thing which is important. Second thing, the theme, the issue raised in the story. The story Going Places by A.R. Barton is based on the theme of adolescent days, their daydreaming, their fantasies, and their hero worshipping. Teenagers generally are very much what you can say curious and desperate, impatient, to explore the new horizons of their life, no matter whether they are realistic ambitions or they are unrealistic one there. And the author wishes to suggest the youth of today's era that yes, dreaming big and beautiful is all correct, all good, all great, but they must be realistic at their dreaming. Their dreaming must be as high as the sky, or the firmament, but their efforts, to realize those dreams must be as great as their ambitions are there. One must not be unrealistic, one must not be impractical, one must not be a dreamer there. Dreamer, yes, absolutely, everyone among should be, but daydreaming obviously gets the person in an unrealistic world, or when his or her dreams get shattered. Obviously it is a great plight, is a great suffering, a great state of depression one has to confront it. Furthermore, that was Sophie's father description or the character sketch. He was a plump, chubby, careless sort of man there. He's a worker in a biscuit factory perhaps. He's a godman, he's a glutton, eats a lot, and being a laborer has got a lot of appetite, hunger also, in him. That is quite evident when it is mentioned that he was scooping, eating as fast as he could the food there. And then comes the fanatism, about the game of football. Everyone in the family of Sophie loves the game of football there, be it father or be it little Derek. All are a great fan of a game of football, and they all like Denikasi very much, the emerging superstar of the soccer field. Then it is another character is mentioned in the story, Jancy, who happens to be a good friend of Sophie, the classmate, the batchmate, the schoolmate, the girl from the same lower cadre of the society, but the similarities end here. She, unlike Sophie, is a practical, realistic, pragmatic girl who always holds the feet grounded, and even being a good friend, we witnessed once or twice in the chapter, she pulls Sophie down whenever she finds Sophie soaring up and over into the firmament of hallucination, imagination, fantasies, or her fairy tales there. She always wanted Sophie to become more sensible and or more realistic there. Then we got the description of Job, the elder brother of Sophie, who happens to be a motor mechanic apprentice and newbie to motor mechanism, 3 years away from the school. He might be around 1920 there. And the relation is also described that Sophie felt jealous of the brother silent Job. Was a taciturn sort of boy, silent guy, shy guy he was, and hardly spoke anything out of him there. Words from the mouth of Job came like stones out of ground there. Then Sophie came to him and shared her secret regarding her meeting with Denikasi in the arcade. Initially he didn't believe, but when she told the exact description, okay, what actually has happened, she was standing outside the Roy's window. Suddenly she found someone standing beside her, and green eyes, okay, gentle eyes there. There comes a gap between his teeth when he smiles there. Not that much tall as he looks there. His eyes are as the same level as ours, like that. So such factual description told by Sophie, somewhere around the corner, okay, at that moment Job starts believing. In the end, you got to remember that none in the story believed in the fictitious story, unrealistic story, fantasy of Sophie regarding her meeting with Danny Cassie. Neither Mama, nor Father, nor Derek, neither Joff, nor Jency, the good friend, okay, believed ever in the story of, or the make-believe or the fantasy of Sophie. Okay, all took her as a daydreamer, a wild dreamer, an ardent daydreamer, a fantasy monger, a dream monger girl who frequently floats on the wings of her imagination in the world of her fairy tales and the fantasies there, where everything is there according to her wish and longing there. Now, furthermore, we find that Sophie's family is making a move, okay, to the stadium on the Saturday. It was a pilgrimage for them because they took the game of football as a religion, not as a mere sport there. So entire family, Derek was there, Sophie was there, father, all sat just at the back of the goalpost so that they could see Danny Casey, the superstar, more closely. And Job, the elder brother, sat higher up with his mates, with his companions there. 2-0, obviously Prince United won the game, and Danny Casey, their superstar, okay, scored the second one. And then comes the climax of the story. Sophie, okay, when first time she met, according to her, in the arcade, okay, there was no pen or paper, therefore she could not take any autograph, okay, from the champion. But now, okay, he asked Sophie that if she is worried enough, if she really likes to meet him again, next week they can meet at such a place there. And now Sophie, okay, went to such an isolated, marooned, aloof, distant place of the city, okay, away from the city traffic, away from the city population, a conducive place for such kind of meeting, for meeting especially of the lovers community. That was the best place to be there. Now she was sitting under the elm tree on a solitary, what you can say, elm tree, and she sat on the wooden bench and started waiting. And but it was all trash there. Okay, there was no sign of Danny Casey's arrival over there. She was very much impassioned. She was going, okay, she started feeling more morbid, more gloomy, more apprehensive, more depressed now as the time was rolling ahead or passing out there. Okay, there was every chance of his not coming through there, and she in the end came to know that no, he will not turn up. Okay, and she was very much despondent. She was very much dismal. She was very much distraught. She was very much unhappy too there. While going back home, okay, two advices, okay, are mentioned. First, her slow walk, because she broken-hearted she was. Therefore, she will be moving slowly towards her home. And a disappointed face of Joff, when he will come to know, when Sophie will tell him that she went there to meet Danny Casey, but he didn't show up, he didn't turn up over there. And knowing that thing, being a brother of Sophie, he must be disappointed, or with that disappointed face, okay, showing his grievances there, okay, will slamming the door, or he will shut the door with a lot of power, out of frustration, irritation, anger, okay, fury, and will go out of the room there. Then now Sophie thought these two advices and started moving back home there. First, on the way, she just was moving outside of a pub, and she could see the bicycle of her father, and she was glad, she was happy. Oh my God, father is still here, dad is still here. It means she would be able to reach earlier than that of her father. It means father will not be at home, okay, to ask a lot of inquiries, okay, where has she been, where was she coming, okay, from, okay, who was there with her, this and that. So such questions, okay, will not be there waiting for her when she'll be reaching home, since father was still there in the pub. And what father was doing in the pub after Bristol United won 2-0, it was a celebration time for the father, okay, to rejoice, okay, that victory in the pub, okay, with some liquor, Then the second building she was crossing by was the arcade. Or the moment she looked at the arcade building again, she relived, okay, she lost in the flashback again. She regenerated that scene again when she met Danny Casey in the arcade outside of the Royce window shop there. Okay, nothing, no bolder than you, no taller than you, and the eyes of Danny Casey when he looked at Sophie, she could see the shimmer. From where we are to start today, she could see the shimmer, the light, the glow, the shine in the eyes of Danny Casey. Let us resume the journey, dear. So that was the summary so far we have done of going places there. Hope you might have had a stronger comprehension after listening to it. The shimmer, they seem gentle, almost afraid, like a gazelle, an antelope, an impala, a deer, D-E-E-R, okay, a wild animal we can call it there. So, and deer, an impala or the gazelle are known for their gentleness, their softness, their innocence there, and that the same sort of innocence could be visible, could be evident, okay, in the eyes of Danny Casey. He was as gentle as an innocent creature, innocent animal, gazelle, or impala, or deer, D-E-E-R we can call it. And you look away. You let his eyes run over you a little, and then you come back to find them slightly breathless there. He was such a shy guy, Danny Casey, that if a girl is looking at him, or especially into his eyes, he would not be daring to have a straight look on the face of the girl. He could not dare. If a girl is looking at him, he got to get his eyes turned aside or here and there, so that the girl would be able to look at his face there. And he was not daring enough, okay, look straight into the eyes of the girl. Or when okay, you get your eyes back on Joff's face, and Joff came to know that the girl is looking at him, he gets breathless. It suggests us that he was not only a shy guy, but very much bashful, very much gentle, very much innocent also. He was not well-tuned, well-versed, okay, with meeting, having a meeting with girls there, okay. That is quite evident when Sophie met him there. Slightly breathless he gets, and he says, I don't seem to have a pain or at all there. And now that the same thing has been repeated here, this is not that she's having a meeting with Danny Casey second time. The same old scene has been emulated here, reiterated here, regenerated here, recreated here. Okay, and obviously Danny Casey didn't have pen or paper. Therefore, okay, he could not give his autograph, and she could not take his autograph for the little brother Derek. You realize you haven't either. Even Sophie didn't have pen or paper. So was Danny Casey. So idea is to convey to the readers that no autograph was possible, okay, for Job to give to Sophie, and for Sophie to take from Danny Casey, the superstar. You realize you haven't either? My brothers will be very sorry, you say. And obviously Sophie will be thinking that my brother, Sophie's brother, Job and Derek, both will be very much angry, very much upset, very much unhappy when they will come to know that their sister Sophie met the superstar Danny Casey, but she failed to take his autograph. So they will be upset, they will be nervous, they will be unhappy, they will be sad, they will be cheerless to know that thing. you see. And afterwards you wait there alone in the arcade for a long while, standing where he stood there. And after that, delicacy, since he didn't have pen or paper, therefore he took his way to home there, and Sophie stood absolutely transfixed there, transpired there, stagnant there, statue there to look at delicacy. She was, though delicacy had gone, still she was enjoying the melodious voice of delicacy, which he used before a minute or two while talking with her. Afterwards, you wait and all alone in the arcade for a long time, standing where he stood, remembering the soft melodious voice, sonorous, melodious, sonorous there, ear-soothing voice there. Okay, and she recreated the scenario again, the same scene again. She stood there. She was really rejoicing there. Okay, the soft melodious voice of delicacy. Okay, the shimmer of green eyes, the shine in the eyes of innocent eyes of delicacy. The glow was there, the light was there, the illumination was there, the radiance was there, the shine was there, the sheen was there in the eyes of delicacy. Okay, standing, okay, more than green eyes, not taller than you, means he's not that much tall, 5.5 or 5.6 maybe his height. Okay, then you not bolder than you, the prodigy, absolute genius, prodigy, an exceptionally talented person, superbly talented person is called a prodigy. Here, delicacy is called a prodigy. The innocent genius is the great delicacy. Such adjective only can best describe the persona, larger than life image of delicacy. He was not only a player, a mere player of the game of soccer or football. He was absolute prodigy, an exceptionally talented person, a genius, a great man. Okay, delicacy was when it comes to play football. The great delicacy, and she saw it all again. And the same, in initial part of my explanation, Sophie's family make a weekly pilgrimage on Saturday. Princeton United 2 goals to nil. The same match has been relived again here, recreated again by Sophie. It is not second time they went. It's the same first time. It is the regeneration. It is the recreation of the same time again. And she saw it all again last Saturday. Saw him ghost past, moved very fast. Ghost past, moved very quickly, past the lumbering, lazy defenders, those rivals, those players of the opposite team there, rival team. They were lazy. They were not lazy actually, but he was so fast, he was so swift in his maneuvers, in his dribbling skill, delicacy, that the defenders were looking like lazy people. Lumbering last defenders heard the 50,000 catch their breath as he hovered, moved over. And 50,000 was the audience, was the spectator sitting in the stadium when they went to see that match of delicacy, and they catch their breath. Obviously, when the superstar got the ball in his feet, okay, everyone, including Sophie's father, knew that the goal is about to take place there. So they held their breath, okay, in absolutely surprise or amazement that goal is about to get over. Okay, they knew that superstar surely will be able to get a goal out of his kick here. Breath as he hovered momentarily for a second or two, momentarily for a short period of time there. Okay, momentarily over the football, and then the explosion of the sound as he struck it crisply into the goal. And obviously from a dozen-yard distance, from a 15-yard distance there, from the penalty area, okay, he very crisply, interestingly there, intelligently there, okay, showing his old class caliber there, kicked the ball, and the ball was obviously swinging into the nets of the opposite goal post, and there was an explosion of 50,000 people, okay, when he scored the goal. Usual scenario at the football stadium, whenever a champion, be it Cristiano Ronaldo, be it Lionel Messi or Diego Maradona of the great Pele, okay, whosoever, Thierry Henry, Wayne Rooney, there are lots of players there. Whenever they score a goal, obviously explosion as a reaction, okay, by the their fans are in thousands, in lakhs there, so they will be erupting themselves in a great violent outburst there. Okay, how it momentary sound is struck crisply into the goal. The sudden thunderous, very violent, thunderous, very violent explosion, exultant approbation there, exultant, extremely happy, exultant, very much elated, approbation, the approbation, agreement, compliance. All 50,000 people were agreed upon one, and all unanimously cheering, clapping, okay, shouting like anything, okay, when they saw their superstar delicacy scored the goal for Princeton United, and the team, their favorite team, won the match again. She recreated that scenario again, though it was already mentioned, this particular thing, well before that, but okay, she relived, she regenerated, she recreated the same scene again in order to, what you can say, get herself out of the state of depression. I gather so. I hope so. That was the reason. She was very much upset. She was very much depressed because then she went there and he didn't turn up. So in order to get herself out of the state of depression, she might have recreated, regenerated that happy moments again there to alleviate her distress, to minimize, to reduce, to muffle down her sorrow, okay, of his not coming there. She might have recreated these scenes again there. Happy moments relived again, recreated again, okay, regenerated again, and re-enjoyed again by Sophie there. Enough for today. That was the chapter number 8 over. And yesterday I sent you some question answer also, okay, in your group. Please keep writing, keep doing at least 5 to 6 questions every day, okay, in your fair copy, so that you can make a good melange or a collage with the comprehension part with the writing part of the same questions also there. Okay, thank you dear, thank you. Next time we'll be having a new chapter. I gather so from the stars we'll be having the start, okay, from that